I want to do a video on something that I was very wrong about, and that was natural gas. Now, somewhere around here, was that August, September time frame of 2022 last year, I talked about natural gas just skyrocketing, electricity prices skyrocketing. They was already high, but I was talking about going even higher because of this potentially breaking out. And my fundamental reasoning was of Russia talking about cutting off like supply and just the whole geopolitical tensions and stuff. Now, that's basically how trading and investing goes. You get this idea, and then you look at the chart. Like the chart justified because you can have the best idea in the world, and then something that's small to you or minute to you could scare away every other investor, make them want to sell, whatever, or something else might happen that you just didn't even expect. Now, I'm not going to get into why this failed because I honestly don't even care. I didn't really care about why it failed. I didn't really follow the news much after that, but it did. So basically, like news really doesn't matter. The news just helps you generate ideas. So essentially, what you cared about was how UNG was going to react to these high points. You get the break above, and I can't remember if it had already broke above or not. But basically, once you get that break above, the pullback is what you're interested in. So um, you had this head and shoulders kind of setup here that did play out. So you had left shoulder, your head, up your head, and then your right shoulder, right? That plays out. That's done. That's like a medium term type of trade. You say, okay, that's the pullback we want. I didn't take a shot at this. Let me put that back up there. I didn't take a shot at this until it got to where I wanted it to be, which was where I felt risk was minimal, and that was October 12th, October 13th time frame, right here. And you can see that failed. So I got stopped out like the first day I was in this trade. And mind you, this is supposed to be a long-term trade, and I'm expecting to take back up there, probably get a pullback, and then take it back higher, right? Possibly to new highs. It's supposed to be a big trade, big trade for me, but it just flat out failed. What I was looking at was um, just this trend line, simple trend line. Um, you had a, you had a bounce, the initiating, the origin of the trend line, then the bounce, a pullback, then a bounce there. You got another pullback and a bounce here. And you got the pullback because of the head and shoulders, which is cool. Okay, and then what I was expecting was a bounce there, but you broke. Now, um, I'll leave that there for a second. What I will say is that trend line area also coincided with this retest area. So I don't just play trend lines. I need an area. You feel what I'm saying? And notice how you did initially get a bounce there at the beginning of October. I'm not gonna say, oh, I wish I would have took it 2 weeks earlier because who the heck knows that it's gonna happen 2 weeks earlier? You feel what I'm saying? So I took it when I took it, and that's just the end of that. And so basically, what you see here is me talking about UNG because I got in, yeah, on the 12th because of this lower time frame trend line break, and I'm saying, okay, we gap up. Um, I don't know if I enter right there to retest. Oh, I think I did. Yeah, I think I got in right there to retest, and I'm expecting this to break and at least go back to that circle area that we got there, which is right here on the chart. So I was expecting a nice little medium term move, even if we didn't skyrocket back to highs, right? So we got that, but I just had to stop out because you can see that's that point right there. It just dumped. So I had to sell like right there. I was like, yeah, I'm not finna do that because it's failing the retest on the lower time frame. So that's when I sold, and then it bounced. I was like, okay, now it's just trying to play me. But you can see that's the last thing I said about it because I just stopped. Because once you start doing that weird stuff, I don't want to trade it. So that's essentially what happens with UNG, how I managed it, and you can see here that it is dead. So I just want you to think, even if I was buying shares and I'm expecting a long term, I'm expecting this to be a long term investment, I still need to have a stop loss, or I still need to know where I'm gonna start to trim my core position, because if it start to fail, it can keep going, it can keep falling further and further. So if this October 12th we get in right here, nice entry. It's a nice entry, a great entry point. But right now, natural gas is 47% lower just a couple months later. So that's why I always say you need to have a stop loss. I don't care if it's a day trade, a scalp, a, a swing, a leap, a long term investment that you plan on holding forever. If you can get something cheaper, why would you not get it cheaper? If you can refrain from having money tied up for 10 years, if you make a 10-year investment, if I say I'm making a 10-year investment right here, I don't care what happens. Just 10 years from now, I know this is gonna be higher. I want to be in it. If I put $5,000 in, why would I not cut a large chunk of that once we get the breakdown? Because then, even if, let's say it's a false breakdown and you have to get back in, okay, whatever, you get back in at the same price or a little bit higher, but at least you know that you found the buyers. You can't just be around here guessing that something is going to work. You hear a news event, you have a catalyst, whatever, and you take it, you look at the chart, you got to know how to trade it, even if it's a long term position. I would say the same thing about Tesla. People don't realize that stocks can fall drastically. Like if we look at Tesla from this September peak, it's down 60 something percent in just a few months. So I mean, how long is that? So I'm getting off a bit on a little bit of a tangent here, but this is kind of important to. That's 104 days, 100 something days. Let's call it 106 days. You ready to see $100,000 investment lose $65,000 in 100 days? I would hope not. If you can, you got balls of steel. Either way, that's like pure ignorance. Because why would you do that? Like, where is your stop loss? So going back to that, I mean, you can just see kind of here on investing.com that you can see on investing.com that natural gas futures fall, reached lowest since June 2021. So just with that being said, back to UNG. Just always, I'm gonna keep talking about having a stop loss because we in a bear market, and a lot of people think it's just a great time to buy. And I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but I can tell you in these charts right now today that you better be prepared to have a stop loss. I don't care what the situation is, what the reasoning is. I thought I had a great trade, but I had to get stopped out. You just live to fight another day, preserve your capital. And that's that. Uh, I might do a market update sometime in a couple of weeks or a month or so. But like I said before, if you guys are interested in learning what I teach when I trade, that's where you're gonna want to go. My Instagram, 6fatdaddy9. That's also my TikTok. I've just started posting TikTok videos. So I post little snippets and show you guys like what I'm watching and then how I'm gonna trade it, that kind of stuff. You click the link in my bio. You go to my Instagram, and then you'll see my mentorship set up there. If you already know how to trade, you want to go to investorsanonymous.net, and there you will get access to. That's a website to join our. Oh, it's definitely all one word. I don't know. I hate when it does this, but that's our Discord where people who already know how to trade join. But if you need to learn, you definitely gonna want to join the mentorship program there. That's that. Just have a stop loss, man. Just find a stop loss. Just know your stop loss. Be confident in your stop loss, and just understand that stocks can go really, really low. I, even I wanted to be a buyer in this up in here, but I mean, it's down like 90 some percent since then. It's like, yeah, even if something is down 70, 80%, don't mean it can't fall another 80, 90%. Like, so this is how I stop loss, man. And definitely, if you're interested in trading and all that stuff, go to the website, Instagram, all that good stuff. So I'll catch y'all later, man.